Growing up in Tasmania, nature was my sanctuary. My parents, a botanist and a biologist, instilled in me a love for the wild. Our family trips to remote wilderness areas felt like grand adventures. Little did I know, those carefree days would one day turn into memories clouded by fear. At 15, I was full of reckless confidence. When my parents refused to let me camp deeper into the reserve, I decided to prove myself. Alone, with my trusty German Shepherd and quad bike, I set off before sunrise, determined to explore the uncharted. It felt like freedom, but it would soon become a nightmare. The day started out perfectly. My camp was set, and I was eager to explore. I ventured to a rock face rumored to have fossils, but I underestimated the forest's labyrinth-like terrain. Before I realized it, I was lost. With my compass in hand, I decided to head south, thinking I could find my way back. I didn't yet realize how dangerous the forest would become. As the sun dipped below the trees, an eerie silence enveloped the forest. No birds, no rustling leaves, just an oppressive quiet that gnawed at my nerves. It felt unnatural, as though the forest itself was holding its breath, watching me. That's when I heard a voice, clear as day. "Hey, come here." Relief washed over me. Someone had found me, but there was no one in sight. I called out, but the voice came again, this time from the treetops. My stomach churned as I realized something was wrong. Then, it moved to my left, then behind me. I wasn't alone, and whatever was out there wasn't human. Panic set in, and I ran. The forest became a blur of shadows and clawing branches as I sprinted through the underbrush. The voice followed me, closer, louder, more distorted. And then I heard a laugh, deep and unnatural, like it came from three voices at once. My heart pounded as I pushed myself to keep running, desperate to escape. Finally, I broke free from the trees and stumbled onto the lakefront. The serene water and open sky should have brought relief, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still watching me from the shadows. I called my parents, confessing everything, and waited for them in terrified silence. For the first time, I felt safe when they arrived, but the fear still clung to me like a second skin. On the drive home, my parents scolded me for disobeying them, but their words barely registered. I couldn't sleep for days, haunted by that voice and the laughter. My father retrieved my camp gear, but I never asked if he saw anything. I didn't want to know. I couldn't bring myself to face the wilderness again. Now, over 20 years later, I still avoid the deep woods. What happened to me in Cradle Mountain National Park stole my love for nature and replaced it with dread. I can't explain what I heard or why it chose me, but the forest hasn't called me back since, and honestly, I don't want it to.